Hello and thanks for watching the Ancients Speak. Let's learn Chinese from the wisdom of the ancients. In our previous episodes, we've learned two of the 5 constant virtues in Chinese culture. One is the Chinese word for benevolence, 仁. The other is the word for righteousness, 义. In today's episode, we will continue to talk about righteousness, 义. And first, let's again review the word. The traditional form of this Chinese character, 义, is written this way. The upper part is yang, which means sheep or goat. The lower part is 我, which is the Chinese word for I or myself. And yet, in ancient times, the original meaning of 我 was that of a weapon. So the whole character 义 reminds us of a lamb being burnt as an offering to God as men did before they went to the battlefield for war. And the basic meaning of this word 义 is righteousness or justice. And again, the simplified form of this character is written this way. Ancient Chinese teacher Xunzi says, 先义后利者荣. 先义后利者荣. 先, to put something first. 后, to put something behind. 义, righteousness. 利, interests. 者 is an auxiliary word referring to this type of person or this type of thing. 荣, honorable. Putting these all together, teacher Xunzi is saying that those who put righteousness before their own personal interests are honorable. 先义后利者荣. In addition, we may still remember that teacher Mensha said that pursuing righteousness is walking on the right path. 义人之正路也. It's putting righteousness before one's own personal interests, and by doing so, we value following the truth more than the temptation to compromise our principles for temporary gains. And teacher Xunzi says, such people are honorable. In the Old Testament of the Holy Bible, we find that Abraham is such a person. After returning from Egypt, both Abraham and his nephew Lot were very wealthy. However, as a result of the quarreling among their shepherds, Abraham offers Lot an opportunity to separate in order to avoid any further fighting among their people. Abraham grants Lot the right to pick first the territory he desired to move to. Abraham said to Lot, "Let there be no strife between you and me, and between your herdsmen and my herdsmen, for we are kinsmen. Is not the whole land before you? Separate yourself from me. If you take the left hand, then I will go to the right. If you take the right hand, then I will go to the left." Abraham's language is firm, clear, and polite, and Lot accepted the peace deal and chose for himself all the Jordan Valley that was well watered everywhere like the garden of the Lord. Abraham resolved the conflict by considering Lot first and then his own interest last. He trusted the Lord to take care of him. Meanwhile, Lot's decision was based upon what appeared to him to be an attractive, logical choice, but without considering God's will beforehand. You probably know the rest of the story. Abraham grew prosperous. However, the city where Lot moved to was destroyed. The Bible says, "But even if you should suffer for doing what is right, you are blessed." Ancient Chinese teacher Xunzi says, 先义后利者荣. Those who put righteousness before their own personal interests are honorable. Abraham's faith, righteousness, and honorable actions were a good illustration of that. Alright, let's review the Chinese saying of Xunzi we learned today. Xunzi says, 先义后利者荣. 先义后利者荣. 先, to put something first. 后, to put something behind. 义, righteousness. 利, interests. 者 is an auxiliary word referring to this type of person or this type of thing. 荣 honorable. So putting these all together, teacher Xunzi is saying that those who put righteousness before their own personal interests are honorable. Again, 先义后利者荣. And thanks for watching the ancient speak and learning Chinese together through their wise old sayings.